Hello, welcome to Shittywebcomics Weekly. Shittywebcomics Weekly, brought to
The
you by your
shittiest.
Subscribe Star backers. Why am I mad about that? It's a wonderful thing. It's so wonderful that if you donate to our Subscribe Star, you will be smarter than everyone else on the internet. You will be literally, it sounds like goofy hyperbole to shill our Subscribe Star, but it's actually been measurably proven that you will be decades ahead of every single living soul on the internet. All 300 of them. 300 souls. Is that counting us? But anyways, just getting into this because that last episode about the fucking disgusting fat slob, and we kind of went on too long. This one is better, more important. Historical, you could say. Doji Saga, Dogi Saga.
It's not Doge. It is not Doge. Don't get it
Not
confused.
Doge. Kyung Comics. Somebody made a web page, I think, to try to expose this Persian somehow. I don't know. And I screen capped it. I screen capped the web page just in case the page ever went down. So just going to read off of this web page. Here's this comic, and I don't know if anyone's familiar with the art style, but I will end this episode with a delightful example of us yet again being years ahead of everyone else, but also related to this comic or this artist or the comics, the creations, the meme, the style, that kind of thing. Here's this comic, the first comic. For example, here, where is Mummy Pong? Mummy Pong is now a weekend mom, and a pink rabbit saying, "Why is that, Dad?" And the fucking dad, I guess, saying, "'Cause I am gay and like men." And then the yellow rabbit saying, "But what does being happy have to do with liking men?" And then pink rabbit saying, "Kyung, you are disowned, be quiet." I think that's what it says. It's very sloppy drawing.
I thought it said you are retarded.
No, it doesn't say that. I think it does say disowned. But again, I think it's like sort of brother and brother or brother and sister bunnies or something. And they're just again, it's like
looking at this.
Shit post comics. It's just pure shit post comics. But here's this web page being like
disabled. That's what it says. Yeah, like I said, Kyung, you are disabled. Be quiet.
Oh, okay. It's very squished text and it's small on my screen. I'm looking on my Steam Deck, so it's a little smaller than usual. The fucking post showing this says, "Warning: this article contains mentions of racism, anti-Semitism, transphobia, ableism, fat phobia." Oh no, it's fat phobia again. Slurs, conspiracy theories, and anti-Irish discrimination. Worst of all, the worst thing is the hypocrisy. I don't condone any of these things. I am just describing them. If any of these things trigger you, please go back. Again, this is like some Tumblr. I don't think this is even specifically on Tumblr, but it might as well have been. But I'm reading this because it's actually informative about the person who made these actual comics. So it says, "Enter the rabbit hole, Doji Saga." I'm just gonna pronounce it Doji Saga. Was an artist with some very, very odd ideologies. He, with footnote there, made comics about two rabbit siblings named Kyung and Jangmi, who live in a world of kawaii talking animals. Their words. Kawaii talking animals. Most of the comics are confusing author tracks, but some are pretty funny. Oh. He also made a conlang called Dogiscriptif. At one point, Doji Saga was a racist, mentally ill Asian woman, married to a neo-Nazi, footnote 2, which I'm not really going to the footnotes because they're just from a web page that I'm just not going to click on things. This is a screen cap, after all. He later divorced said neo-Nazi and rebranded himself as an anti-racist Doji Saga on DeviantArt. However, he still appears to hold some questionable views, such as hibernophobia. I think that's fucking denial of the Irish potato famine. I didn't know you could even deny such a thing. But now that I know that somebody has and that you're not supposed to, I want to. And the Dresden bombings. But I guess that's somehow less surprising after denying the Irish potato famine.
Supposedly, I did hear conspiracy theory about that, where we did firebomb Dresden, but we also
we warned them.
We leafleted it, so the place was actually abandoned beforehand.
Yeah, I was allegedly, or that can be still true, but not abandoned, and people were still just fucking like melting into the concrete and whirlwinds of literal tornadoes of fire pulling people into the air and fucking vaporizing them in midair and shit.
I don't know.
I have no idea. Apparently Dresden was bombed. I don't know what part he's denying, but these all have links to them. Hibernophobia, I think, is according to the word, a fear, or rather irrational hatred of Irish people.
I was going to say it was a fear of the Hibernian Hyperborea.
Yeah, no, that's totally different. Totally different. Continuing the list, though, being anti-psychiatry, pretty cool, and anti-trans healthcare,
but not for the same reasons as whatever the fucking
well, maybe for the same reasons. Who knows? Well, not the same reasons as Scientology. Maybe. You know what? I don't know. But they're also anti-trans healthcare, which is okay. Now you're just I'm already buying their comics. You don't have to continue selling me on it.
I already said I was going to buy a comic.
Yes. Continuing though, although pretty much every aspect of Doji Saga seems bizarre and contradictory, so maybe it's all made up and he's just trolling us. Oh no, that would be too
fantasy. What if it was all make-believe?
It's all make-believe. What if it was a make-believe fantasy that never happened? Huh? Well, what one?
Why are you talking about this, Hook?
Huh? Hook? What kind of hook? A specific texture, even, perhaps? But
a certain particulate matter?
Yes. So some kind of silicon matter? Something like that. Anyways, characters, and there's like actual like yarn little stuffed creations of the characters in real life there. And it says Kyung, Jangmi, Marmalade, Paused Cat, Dogs, a character named Dogs, another character named Lizards. And they're not dogs or lizards, and they're just individual. It's an individual character named Dogs.
Dogs.
I think it's this little fucking onion or turnip shaped one down here. But anyways, it's just, I think 3 or 4 J's. I think that's 4 J's. Or is that JJIJD? So it's fuck it, who cares? And then Mungo Huanghua. It's just fucking, I don't know, who cares? And yeah, here's this language, dog scriptif, or dog, yeah, scriptif. Or Doji scriptif. Okay, yeah. And it's a bunch of symbols, and I guess they have assigned meanings or sounds.
I don't know if you mentioned how it's spelled.
Yeah, Doji scriptif is a conlang / alphabet created by Doji Saga. Is the official language of the animal world, so it's also called animus scriptif. Sources, please do not use these links. Do not use these links to harass Doji Saga. even though he believes a lot of fucked up shit, he's also very obviously mentally disturbed, and being a dick to him will probably make him even worse. Well, wait, are you trying to sell me on this or not? But here's Doji Saga on archive.org, art, blah, blah, blah. And there's links. You could probably find the stuff yourself. You can probably find their comics. And the only example I really have is this first one, which is not a great example of their funny comics. It's still kind of funny, but there's other funny ones that he, Z, whatever did. But instead of going into that, which I could have, I should. Instead of that, I'm going to go into this fake one, this fake edit, which is based off of a real one. Is Nick Rekieta in the first panel saying, "Hey everyone, I bought this big dildo to put up my ass," and then me, that is Nopeful, did this Doji Saga version of Thomas Royaloop, which is technically for all internet intents and purposes, or intensive purposes, as it's really called. That's the actual way to say it.
Intensive purposes.
Some real intensive purposes there. It's just again Thomas Royaloop saying "gay," and then the last. This was like panel for panel an actual Doji Saga comic, but again with just the editing, with Rekieta's crying face, and then the me or the Thomas Royaloop in as the alternate character. And the last panel is just Rekieta licking a bottle of Popov. I specifically made sure it was Popov just to be that much more insulting. The cheapest vodka humanly possible. It's Rekieta yelling, "Lol, Thomas, you fell for my trolling. I only ironically bought this dildo. More proof you are autistic. You fucking goddamn stupid autistic retard. I don't even care." So again, I took the original comic and only changed a couple of words. Like I added in Thomas and then the "you stupid goddamn fucking autistic retard, I don't even care," which is making fun of the way Nick Rekieta talks. Again, like years before everyone else caught on to his verbal. Nobody was able to catch on to Nick Rekieta's verbal mannerisms until like years after I'd been making fun of it.
Audience, I mean, he supposedly has like 100 or had 100,000 followers, but his videos usually would only get like 10,000 views or less sometimes.
I have no idea. I wouldn't watch his videos enough to know. It sounds like you've seen more of his videos than I have.
Alyssa Clips watched his videos more than his own audience.
That makes more sense. I don't. Unlike Rekieta constantly swearing up and down that he doesn't care, I actually provably, demonstrably, quantifiably didn't care.
This is what it looks like to not care.
Because he was constantly like talking shit about me, and he would have his friends on who would talk shit about me from behind a block all the time. Which I think is weird that he was still friends, very close personal friends with Mr. Medicare, who supposedly claimed, he didn't believe this, but he claimed that talking shit about somebody from behind a block is bitch made, he put it. And yet, at the same time, was perfectly fine with people who did it. He was not just internet friends, but actual real life personal friends with people who did that all the time. I just think that's very weird, very strange, weird. Is it weirdo behavior, you could say?
Very interesting behavior.
Interesting. But anyways, yeah. So I would say that it used to be, I would be like, let's do a deep dive on Doji Saga. And it's like, no, here's just a starter course. You do the rest of the work yourself. So I think we've covered everything we need to cover. That's good. It's good enough for me. More than good enough.
But yeah, this person you're talking about, they did some other really good comics, and we should probably cover a few others someday.
Oh wait,
because the ones that I have where it's like the autism, where it's like Look me in the eye when I'm being unnecessarily hostile to you.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that one, but when you mention it, it's like, oh yeah, I do remember that one, and it is good. Again, there's just some really good, very short one-shot comics that
Yeah,
they
they're like
did,
one
and
panel.
it's better than like all the Cape shit I've ever read in my entire life. It's better than every American comic I've ever read in my entire life combined, except for our comics and, of course, the wonderful Common America and, a few other examples. Princess High Ground is good, too. There's a couple others. But it goes to show that's how easy it is to make a great comic, a comic that's better than comics you see that have like 1,000 times more work or effort. It's sometimes in massive sneer quotes, work or
Scary
effort.
near quotes.
Yes, scare quotes. Um,
It's October when we're recording this, so they're scary
yes,
sneers,
scare
scary
quotes.
sneer quotes.
Jump scary, Richard scary. But anyways, yeah. That is the entire point we've been making since before we ever started doing Shitty Webcomics Weekly is you can make a fantastic comic that lives rent free in the minds of people who love or hate, as this episode proves. People who hate this artist or think that they're problem magic or whatever the fuck, they still clearly can't stop thinking about their fucking cartoons and comics and shit. So that's the thing. You don't have to be a great artist. You don't have to put in lots of detail and gay cross hatching and like unheroic, like
Yeah, this
incompetent
shit
heroes
like
who fail to
MS
save the
Paint
day and
crayon
pretend that they're
drawing.
heroes and shit.
This almost looks like it's intentionally drawn to look like it's low resolution.
Yeah. MS Paint, like there are tons of examples of MS Paint. I mean, we did a whole huge series about the Smuggies, as they were called.
Yeah,
There's a bunch of different names for those
they're
kinds
very
of things. But
effective. As crude
yes,
as they are drawn, they're extremely effective at communicating whatever idea it is that they're trying to get through.
to some extent, there may be a psychological aspect not yet understood by the normgroids that the more simple it is, the more effective it actually is as an idea. The more simple, sometimes the more crudely,
Yeah, if you're
intentionally crudely it's
trying
drawn.
to communicate a specific idea by itself.
Yes. Yes. The simpler the idea, or the more you want to make the idea simple and boiled down, the more crude you draw it, the more effective it may be. And again, we understand this very well. Nobody else does. Nobody else is good enough. Nobody else is
Yeah,
on our level.
our enemies fundamentally don't understand these things.
They wish they would. They wish they could. And some of them, we've seen some of them try to pretend to, but they're just like aping. They're just parroting. They're repeating the words without really knowing what the words actually mean. We've seen that a lot of times, and documented that as well in the way older videos. Actually, again, that's going back like fucking almost a decade too. So if you want to be clued in to what the entire rest of the internet has perpetually been in the dark about and will most likely never catch on to,
The whole
or
reason
what
you're
some of
on
them
the
might catch
internet,
on to in the future.
we are the reason the internet exists.
Yes.
So
We're
that
the
this
demiurge of the
information
internet.
can be shared and disseminated.
We've
and
been
preserved.
fabricating your reality. If you've been on the internet, your reality has been fabricated whole cloth by the demiurge of the internet, which is us. And if you want to watch us do it in real time, just $5 a month on Subscribestar.
You should, which you should absolutely should. The demiurge is absolutely your friend.
Oh, sounds cool. That sounds nice when you put it that way.
That's the classic idea behind this.
Yes. And of course, for everyone else, should have listened to Shitty Webcomics.